Rising from the cold, wind-swept hills of Northumberland, Chillingham Castle stands in silence. From a distance it looks peaceful, ancient stone walls resting beneath a gray English sky. But silence here is an illusion, because after midnight this castle wakes up. Chillingham Castle is known across Britain as England's most haunted castle. For over 700 years it has watched war, imprisonment, torture, and unspeakable cruelty. And at the very heart of this darkness lies one place, a room soaked in fear, pain, and blood. A place locals whisper about and investigators fear to enter alone. The Bloody Chapel. Chillingham Castle was built in the late 12th century, standing just miles from the Scottish border. This was not a home of comfort. It was a fortress of survival. English kings used Chillingham as a military base during brutal wars with Scotland. Prisoners, many of them suspected spies, were dragged through its gates. Most never left. Beneath the castle, hidden behind thick stone walls, were interrogation chambers designed to break the human body. And above those chambers, a small chapel, a place meant for prayer, but history twisted its purpose. The Bloody Chapel was once a sacred space, a room where soldiers prayed for forgiveness. But during times of war, it became something else. According to records and legends, torture victims were brought here after interrogation. Some were still alive, some barely breathing. Their blood soaked into the stone floor as priests offered final prayers or forced confessions. Executions were sometimes carried out nearby. The chapel walls heard begging, sobbing, and screams that echoed through the night. It is said the stones absorbed that suffering, holding it, preserving it, and even now, centuries later, the chapel refuses to forget. Visitors and staff tell the same story. Shortly after midnight, the temperature drops without warning. Then it begins. Low moans, faint crying, a scream cut short as if a throat were crushed mid-sound. The cries do not come from outside, they come from the walls themselves. Paranormal investigators have recorded unexplained audio, voices whispering in pain, sometimes calling for mercy. No source has ever been found. And those who try to follow the sound say it leads them back to the Bloody Chapel. Always. One of the most disturbing phenomena reported in the Bloody Chapel is the sensation of being touched. Visitors feel fingers brush their arms, hands gripping their shoulders. Some report being pushed or held in place. There are no marks, no visible attacker. Just the overwhelming feeling that something is trying to stop them from leaving. A former caretaker once described feeling invisible hands press against his chest, forcing him backward toward the altar. He fled the castle that same night and never returned. Many believe these are the spirits of prisoners, still trapped, still desperate to be heard. Another chilling sign of the chapel's unrest is the unexplained flickering of light. Even when modern equipment is used, lights dim suddenly, shadows stretch unnaturally along the walls. Figures appear briefly, dark human shapes without faces, standing near the altar or kneeling in prayer. Then they vanish. Some witnesses claim to see a blood stain forming on the floor, only for it to fade seconds later, as if the past is replaying itself again and again.
Chillingham Castle does not chase you. It does not scream for attention. It waits. The bloody chapel stands as a reminder that suffering leaves scars, not just on people, but on places. Every stone remembers, every wall listens. And after midnight, when the castle grows quiet, the screams return. Not to frighten the living, but to remind us that some horrors never truly die.